Welcome to AI in 10. I'm Chuck Getchell, and every day I break down the biggest AI story in just 10 minutes. What it is, why it matters, and how you can actually use it. So imagine you're trying to build the world's most powerful computer, but you need to convince an entire country to let you do it in their backyard. That's exactly what just happened in Vietnam, and it's about to change how millions of people work, shop, and live their daily lives. Here's what went down. A massive tech company from Abu Dhabi called G42 just signed a deal worth up to $1 billion with Vietnamese companies. They're going to build what are essentially AI supercomputers across Vietnam. Think of these as enormous warehouses packed with the same kind of chips that power ChatGPT. But this time they're staying right in Vietnam. Now, you might be thinking, why should I care about some tech deal halfway around the world? Well, this isn't just any deal. This is Vietnam saying we want our own AI, and we're willing to bet $1 billion on it. Let me break this down simply. Right now, when someone in Vietnam wants to use AI, their data has to travel thousands of miles to servers in America or China. It's like having to drive to another state every time you want to check your email. It's slow, expensive, and frankly a little weird when you think about it. G42 specializes in building what they call sovereign AI infrastructure. Sovereign is just a fancy word for keeping your stuff at home. Instead of Vietnamese data flying off to Silicon Valley, it stays in Vietnam, gets processed in Vietnam, and comes back to Vietnamese users in milliseconds instead of minutes. The Vietnamese government partnered with their biggest tech company, FPT Corporation, and a major infrastructure firm called Viet Thai Group. These aren't startups working out of a garage. These are the companies that already run Vietnam's internet and build its highways. Here's where it gets interesting for regular people. This deal creates what they're calling an intelligence grid. Picture the electrical grid that powers your house. But instead of electricity flowing through wires, it's AI intelligence flowing through fiber optic cables. Any business, any government office, any school in Vietnam will be able to tap into this AI power like flipping a light switch. Now let's talk about why this matters to you, even if you've never been to Vietnam and can't find it on a map without squinting. First, jobs. This isn't just about creating a few tech positions for computer science graduates. Building these data centers requires construction workers, electricians, security guards, maintenance crews, and customer service representatives. We're talking thousands of jobs that don't require coding skills. A truck driver hauling equipment to these sites is just as important as the engineer designing the cooling systems. But here's the bigger picture for your career. Vietnam is essentially becoming a testing ground for how entire countries can become AI native. That means every job, from farming to banking to retail, gets an AI upgrade. The Vietnamese farmer will use AI to predict weather patterns and optimize crop yields. The bank teller will use AI to detect fraud in real time. The shop owner will use AI to manage inventory and predict customer demand. This creates a ripple effect. Vietnamese companies become more efficient and competitive. They can offer products and services at lower cost because AI is handling the heavy lifting. That competition spreads globally. It's like Vietnam just got a productivity superpower and everyone else has to keep up. Let's get personal about what this means for your daily life. Right now, the AI tools you might use, like ChatGPT or Google's Bard, they're expensive to run. The companies providing them have to charge subscription fees or show you ads to cover their massive computing costs. But when countries build their own AI infrastructure, those costs plummet. Vietnam is betting they can offer AI services to their citizens at a fraction of what American companies charge. Imagine if your city offered free AI tutoring for your kids, or free AI tax preparation, or free AI health consultations. That's not science fiction. That's what happens when AI becomes a public utility instead of a luxury product. There's also the privacy angle. Right now, when you use AI tools, your conversations and data often get stored on servers owned by big tech companies. They promise they're not reading your stuff, but you're basically taking their word for it. With sovereign AI, Vietnamese citizens know their data never leaves their country. It's processed locally and stays under local laws. This is like the difference between keeping your diary in your bedroom versus handing it to a stranger and hoping they don't peek. So what can you actually do with this information? Even if you're not Vietnamese, there are concrete steps you can take today. First, start paying attention to sovereign AI initiatives in your own country. The United States, Canada, the UK, and European nations are all working on similar projects. Your tax dollars might be funding AI infrastructure that you'll eventually be able to use. Get familiar with what's being built in your backyard. Second, if you work for a company that does business internationally, suggest they look into partnerships with these emerging AI hubs. Vietnam is about to become a much cheaper place to process data and run AI workloads. Your company could save serious money by diversifying away from expensive American cloud providers. Third, and this is the big one, start learning basic AI skills now. You don't need to become a programmer. You need to become comfortable giving instructions to AI systems. It's like learning to use a smartphone in 2007. The people who jumped in early had a huge advantage over those who waited. Here's something you can try today. Go to any free AI tool, ChatGPT, Claude, or Bard, and practice what experts call prompt engineering. That's just a fancy term for learning how to ask AI systems good questions. Spend 10 minutes asking it to help you with something you actually need. Maybe plan a weekend trip. Maybe write a professional email. Maybe brainstorm solutions to a problem at work. The key is getting comfortable with the back and forth conversation. AI isn't like Google where you type a few keywords and hope for the best. It's more like having a conversation with a really knowledgeable assistant who never gets tired of your questions. Practice this skill now, because in a year or two, these conversations are going to be happening in dozens of languages on locally run systems that cost almost nothing to use. You can also start following companies like FPT Corporation and G42. They're not household names yet, but they're building the infrastructure that's going to power the next decade of AI innovation. Understanding how they operate gives you insight into where the AI industry is headed. If you're feeling ambitious, look into the online courses these companies offer. FPT has educational programs designed for non-technical professionals. They're preparing their own workforce for an AI-powered economy, and those same resources are available to anyone with an internet connection. Here's what the experts are saying about this deal. Ali Al-Amin, who's the chief commercial officer at G42, called it a new model for national AI transformation. He emphasized that it's built on sovereignty, partnership, and purpose. Translation from corporate speak. Countries don't want to be dependent on foreign companies for their most important technology. Industry analysts are comparing this to Vietnam's economic transformation over the past 30 years. The same way Vietnam became a manufacturing powerhouse by attracting foreign investment and technology transfer, they're now trying to become an AI powerhouse using the same playbook. The difference is speed. It took decades for Vietnam to build world-class manufacturing capabilities. AI infrastructure can be deployed in months, not years. Those data centers will be processing real workloads before most people even realize they exist. This is part of a massive global shift happening right now. Countries are realizing that AI infrastructure is as important as highways, power plants, and telecommunications networks. You can't run a modern economy without it. And just like you wouldn't want another country controlling your electrical grid, you don't want another country controlling your AI capabilities. We're moving from a world where 2 or 3 American companies dominated AI to a world where every region has its own AI capabilities. That's great for competition, innovation, and keeping costs low. It's also great for regular people who want AI tools that understand their local culture, language, and needs. The Vietnamese AI systems being built through this partnership will be trained on Vietnamese language, culture, and business practices. They'll understand local slang, cultural references, and regulatory requirements in ways that American-built AI systems never could. So here's the bottom line. Vietnam just made a $1 billion bet that AI infrastructure is the key to their economic future. They're not just buying technology, they're buying independence. The ability to innovate and compete without asking permission from Silicon Valley or Beijing. This deal represents something bigger than Vietnam or G42 or even AI. It represents countries taking control of their technological destiny. And when countries start building their own AI capabilities, regular people benefit through lower costs, better services, and tools designed for their specific needs. The future of AI isn't going to be controlled by a handful of American tech giants. It's going to be distributed, localized, and accessible to anyone with a smartphone and an internet connection. Vietnam is showing the world how that future gets built, $1 billion data center at a time. That's today's AI in 10. If you want to go deeper and learn AI with a community of people just like you, join us at aihammock.com. I'll see you tomorrow, my friends.